strange. But I'm reading When Books Went to War, the stories that helped us win World War II by Molly Manning. And I ran across this little tiny snippet that I had to share, and then I kind of kept finding stuff. So I'm going to share a little bit of what I'm finding in this book. It says, of the dozen or so performances given at the New York Public Library that month, the one that seemed to strike the deepest chord was actor Maurice Evans's reading of Christopher Morley's speech, The Gutenberg Address. In the 1940s, Morley was a household name. He was an author, contributing editor of the Saturday Review of Literature, and an organizer of the Sherlock Holmes enthusiast group, the Baker Street Irregulars. A lover of literature and poetry, Morley began his writing career in 1912 and went on to publish countless novels, short stories, and poems. More than 3,000 New Yorkers braved the cold to hear the dramatic reading of his address. Many thousands more listened on the radio. Morley's speech begins with a description of a young man packing a duffel bag before leaving home to join the services. Although there is some debate over his need for certain items, there is no doubt when it comes to the 7 books he tucks into his bag. These books are his ration on pleasure. They will fortify his mind and keep him in good spirits. Morley attests to the fact that books provide company, soothe homesickness, and are vital armor in the fight against Hitler. Germany had weaponized books, as is evidenced by the publication of Mein Kampf and the shameful book burnings, but Americans could use books to their benefit by reading whatever they desired and spreading the ideas they found between 2 covers. Wars are won in the mind before they can be won in the field, Morley observes. In the address, Morley draws a parallel to America's bloodiest conflict, the Civil War, and Abraham Lincoln's most famous speech, the Gettysburg Address. Honoring the lives lost on that battlefield, Lincoln dedicated the nation to ending the war and proving that democracy and freedom could endure the test of time. Morley's Gutenberg Address would honor the printed word and freedom of thought. 25 score years ago, a German workman brought forth a new idea, conceived in worship and dedicated to the proposition that men's words can travel, that their thoughts can freely communicate and multiply and are worth preserving. Now we are engaged in a world civil war, testing whether that freedom of mind and word or any other freedom can long endure. So just hours, I listened to this just hours after I got that library card. And I went on a hunt, and I could not find this speech anywhere. Not anywhere that I could get a copy. I found it. It was in some open library thing, and I tried to get in there, and I couldn't make that work. And I went nuts trying to find it in collections of essays and all kinds of things. Finally found that it had been printed by Ritchie company, and it's 7 pages long. And you know it's not a full-size letter thing, so we're probably talking about 2 sheets of paper, max, single-sided, but they have put it into a little booklet of some sort. I want this so bad. So off I went back to the library yesterday and said, okay, help me out here. I need to find this. And she tells me how to use this open library thing. And so off I went home again. Guys, I still can't make it work. It's not going to work. So I had to start all over, go back tomorrow and say, help me. I can't make this. I can't get this. Right now, the only places I'm finding that have copies at all, either or physical, both, they're all universities, and you have to belong to the university. Even though it's on this open library thing, I can't do it without, and even making an account at a university, they're only letting me come in and handle it manually. And I'm like, but I want the ebook. All I want to do is read it. I just want to read this whole thing because it is just, Christopher Morley. We're talking Parnassus on Wheels, The Haunted Bookshop. I want this so bad. So off I go. I'm going to have to do that again. But then I'm listening some more. Guys, I know that there's a lot in A Tree Grows in Brooklyn that isn't everybody's favorite. There are things in there that I'm not comfortable with, but it's such a great book that, there's language in there that I don't appreciate. Not much, but it is in there. And there are some terrible situations that I don't like to read, but it is vignettes of actual life and how it was. So what can I say, right? I like the book despite the parts of it that I don't like, I guess is the way to say it. But that book made a huge impact on American soldiers. It was the most popular book. And then I get to chapter 6 and at this point I'm listening to it. So I don't realize what's coming until I get there. I hope I can make it through this. I sobbed and I'm not much of a sobber, but I absolutely sobbed when I got to this. I've just been told that over 3,000 of our American boys died in the first 11 days of the invasion of France. Who died? I'll tell you who died. Not so many years ago, there was a little boy sleeping in his crib. In the night, it thundered and lightened. He woke and cried out in fear, and his mother came in, fixed his blankets better, and said, "Don't cry. Nothing will ever hurt you." He died. There was another kid with a new bicycle. When he came past your house, he rode no hands while he folded the evening paper in a block and threw it against your door. You used to jump when you heard the bang. You said, "Someday I'm going to give that kid a good talking to." He died. Then there were two kids. One said to the other, "I'll do all the talking. I just want you to come along to give me nerve." They came to your door. The one who promised to do all the talking said, "Would you like your lawn mowed, mister?" They died together. They gave each other nerve. They all died. And I don't know how any one of us here at home can sleep peacefully tonight unless we are sure in our hearts that we have done our part all the way along the line. Betty Smith, July 9th, 1944. And all I could think of when I got done listening to that was those same types of scenes and that baby born in that manger who came to be born to die. That was the point of his birth, to die. And he cried in his little trough. And he learned to walk and fell flat on his face. And he chased other children around Nazareth. And he learned how to hammer and nail at Joseph's side. He probably smashed his thumb. He was Mary's firstborn, and he died that we could live. Just like these boys went over there and died so that the people who were being killed, slaughtered, annihilated just for the skin they were in, so they could live, so that we could live today. And if that's not Christmas, I don't know what is. Have a good day.